In this video, I am going to explain about how to design a simple basic calculator using HTML and JavaScript. First, I will show you the a sample output screen of the basic calculator. Based on that, I will start explaining the designing part of the calculator as well as the event part of the calculator. Event means action part of the calculator. If some buttons will be pressed, how it is going to listen those events that are generated in the calculator application, and how this calculator application will respond to the user inputs or user events or user actions. So that I'm going to explain now. I will show you the sample output. So now we are going to design a basic calculator like this, which is having how many number of rows. This is row 1, this is row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 rows, and how many columns? It looks like 4 columns. 6 rows and 4 columns, that is 6 by 4. It looks like a 6 by 4. If I want to design this calculator, I need to create a table which is having 6 rows and 4 columns. So that means I am going to use tr tag, which is used to represent the rows 6 times, and I also use td tags to represent the columns. The first element in this calculator is occupying how many columns? 4 columns. If you see, only one element is there in the first row. That is a lengthy element, that is called a text field or text box, which is going to allow you to enter only a single line of information. If it is accepting multiple lines information, then it is called as a text area. That is a different thing. But here the box, what we are able to see here, that is text box. So how do we generate a text box in HTML? There is a tag called input, and there is an attribute called type. If you assign type is equals to text, it generates a text box. If we assign type is equals to button, it generates a button. In this example, we need text boxes, only one text box, and we need multiple buttons displaying different labels like digits like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, operators like plus, minus, division, multiplication, modulus, and operations like equal operation, backspace operation, clear operation. So only we are using buttons and text boxes. But the first row element is going to occupy how many columns? 4 columns. In my previous videos, when I'm explaining about HTML tags, I explained about the importance of column span and row span attributes. So column span attributes is used to specify a particular element is going to occupy how many columns. Row span attribute is used to specify the particular data element is going to occupy how many rows. Here our requirement is occupying multiple columns. How many columns? 4 columns are occupied by a single data element, is that is called text box. Okay, and now I will open the code and I will start explaining. This is the code design part of basic calculator. Please go through this one. First we open a table tag. Inside the body tag, it is a form, web form, so we opened the form tag, and I kept a common heading for this calculator, that is called basic calculator. And after that I started a table tag. As I told you that how many rows are required? 6 rows. This is the first row, begins here, closes here. This is second row, begins here and closes here. But in second row, what are the elements? In second row, digit 1 is displayed, digit 2 is displayed, digit 3 and digit plus. That means 4 elements, 4 table data elements, td1, td2, third data element, fourth data element. If you see the screen, you can observe. First data element is digit 1, next data element is digit 2, next data element is digit 3, next data element is operator plus. So 1, 2, 3 plus are part of the second row. 4, 5, 6 minus are the part of the third row. 7, 8, 9, this one is part of the third row, so fourth row, and 0 slash modulus equal symbol is part of the fifth row, and the last 2 buttons are part of the sixth row. So each row should contain some set of elements. Now coming to the first row, what the first row contains? First row contains a single data element called text box. How we can generate a text box? Input type is equals to text. Assign some name for this text box. In future, this name field is helpful to read the contents that are entered in the text box. And by default, when you open a basic calculator, by default it is displaying 0 in the result field. So we are also set the same value. This is the default value, and I set some size. What is the default width of the text box? 50 characters width. So size equals to 50. By that, the row is. But as told you that the text box is going to occupy how many columns? 4 columns. So the following data element text box is going to occupy 4 column size. So how we can convey this information to the browser? Because we are using tags. So tags are instructions to the browser that will convey what to do. So here we are conveying to the browser that the following data element called text field is going to occupy 4 column size. That is the reason we kept column span is equals to 4. And after that second row we place a digit 1, 2, 3 plus in next row. In next row, we placed the digits 4, 5, 6 minus. In next row, we placed the digits like 7, 8, 9 multiplication. In next row, 0, division, modulus, equal. In the last row, reset and backspace button. Reset and backspace. So this is how we are going to design a simple basic calculator. So the role of a table tag here is to design the calculator 6 rows and 4 columns, which looks like a 6 by 4 size. Now if I press something, if I click on 1, this 0 is disappeared and 1 is printed. If I click on 12, beside 1, 2 is printed. If I click on 3, beside 2, 3 is printed. Now if I click on any of the operators, suppose if I am interested to perform addition operation, then the previous input is erased. In that place 0 is displayed. You can observe this one. Now I want to pass the second argument or second operand, that is called, suppose again I given 123. So 123 plus 123, I need to find out the addition between 123 and 123. Then it results 246. Whether it is going to generate the correct result or not, I need to press on the equal button. Then it generates the result 246. I want to clear the previous outputs. Like this, I can click on C button, is representing clear. Now, for example, I want to perform addition between 123, but mistakenly I typed as 127. I want to delete the last digit. How can I do it? By using the backspace button. See, now I can type 123. So if I want to press backspace button, it removes digit by digit like this. So in my calculator, I included backspace button, I included clear button, I included basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and equal operation, backspace button and clear button. Now, if I click on 1, how it is going to display this 1? If I click on 2, how it is going to display digit 2? And how it is considered as 12? If I click on 3, how it is considered as 123. If I click on one more digit, how it is considered as 1234. If I click on one more digit, how it is considered as 12345. So whenever I click on any digit, it is displaying a number in the text box, in the given text box. So that means we need to implement a function to display the digits. That is first requirement. And the next requirement is whenever the user clicks on any of the operators after entering the first operand, our application needs to holds or maintains the previous input value at somewhere, and it clears that content that is displayed in the text box, and that is reset to 0. Now we are allowing user to enter the second operand. After entering the second operand, again digit function is called, that is num function is called, because we are going to define a function with the name number or num to display the digits in the calculator application. And we are going to implement one more function that is called operator, that is used for whenever the user clicks on the operator, we need to do some steps. We need to perform some actions. What are the actions we need to perform? Whatever the previous operand is available in the text box, that we need to hold it in some variable, and we need to clear that and reset to 0. And now we are allowing user to enter the next input value, and after that the user may click on any of the like equal button or any other button. Based on that, the result will be displayed. So for operators, we define one function. For displaying digits, we are defined one more function. To perform backspace, when I click on backspace button, digit by digit is how it is going to happen. So we need to define some logic for backspace also. I will explain what are the steps we required to apply backspace operation. What are the steps that are required to perform arithmetic operations? What are the steps that we require to display the digits? And the last one is generate the result. Whenever I click on the equal button, it generates the result. So I need to define one more function to display the result. I will show you just by opening a Word document. I will show you what are the different functions that are required to implement action part for this basic calculator program. So first I shown you only design part. In design part, it is a static page. If I click on something, nothing will happen. If I click on any of the digits, nothing will happen. Why? Because I did not implemented scripting code by that time. Only I designed the front end. I designed the a static web page, but there are no actions. So to display digits, we are defining a function called num function. See, to display digits, we are going to use a function called num function. So how it is going to define, what are the statements that are included in this one, I will explain later. And to perform operations, we are defining one more function with the name OP. And to apply backspace operation, we designed one more, that is with the name backspace. Any name, but readable to purposes, I given this name. And to obtain the results, we are defining a function that is called EQ. That means whenever the user clicks on the EQ button, this function will be invoked. Whenever the user clicks on any of the operator like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, this function is going to be invoked. Whenever the user clicks on any of the digits between 0 to 9, from 0 to 9, this function is invoked. So how many functions we need to define? One function with the name num to display the digits. To perform a particular operation, OP function is invoked. To perform backspace operation, backspace function is implemented. To obtain the final results, EQ function is defined. So I hope the design part is clear for all. And one more thing here, whenever the particular digit 1 is pressed by the user, immediately onClick function is invoked. This onClick function calls which function? OnClick will access the function that is called num function. Num of that particular digit we need to pass as an input to the num function. Similarly, if the user clicks on digit 2, then we are passing 2 as an argument to the num function. If the user clicks on digit 3, 3 we are passing as an argument to the num function. If the user clicks on 4, 5, 6, corresponding num function. Only one function is there, but the argument is changed. If we press 4, 4 is passed. If you press 5, 5 is passed. If you press 6, 6 is passed. So like this, all 6 rows are there. For all 6 rows, we applied some on-click attribute and we are calling some functions. Now I am going to explain about the num function, how we are going to display the digits, that I will show you. The functions are already available in this code. Just I am trying to explain. Just I am copying this code and I will paste it into the document. You see, this one. How do we define functions in JavaScript? So using JavaScript, we implemented action part for this calculator application. So in for JavaScript, we can define functions with the help of function keyword, function space, name of the function. If it is expecting any arguments, we need to pass the arguments, and braces begins. We need to enclose the relevant statements that are going to be implemented by this function. So here my requirement is whenever the user clicks on any of the digits, suppose if the user clicks on digit 1, we need to display 1 in the text box. But by default, the text box holds a previous value, a default value that is called 0. So how do we clear that 0, and in that place of 0 we need to display 1? How it is going to happen? See, there is a inbuilt object called document, and we assign a name for our web form that is called f1, and t1 is the name of the text field. You see, t1 is the name of the text field. Input type is equals to text, name is equals to t1. I told you that this is helpful to read the contents that are entered in this text box. So if we want to read this value, we need to call the function, call it like this: document dot form name dot field name dot value will read the value that is entered in the text field. So initially, before invoking this function, the value in the text box is 0. So this is returning 0. But even though 0 is a number, it is treated as a string. So it is our responsibility to convert that string data type value to corresponding target data type. Here my target data type is integer. So I need to convert into integer with the help of a built-in function called parseInt. So that is the reason I applied parseInt function on input value. Default input value is holded by document.f1.t1.value. After converting into integer, I am holding that variable, the value, in a variable called n. Now, in the next line, what are the value that I captured that is multiplied with 10? I will show you. That is multiplied with 10 and s is added. What is this s? If you observe, s is nothing but the argument that is passed on inside the num function. Suppose if the user clicks on digit 1, then num of 1 is passed. In that case, what is the s value? S is equals to 1. What is the n value? N value actually initially the document.f1.t1.value returns 0. So 0 is actually string, so that is converted into integer. So n value is 0. Now in this case, 0 multiplied by 10, 0 into anything returns 0, plus what is the digit that we pressed? Assume that I pressed digit 1. So 0 into 10 plus 1. Now what is the result of sum? 1. I want to display this value in the text box. How can I convey that information to the browser? Same thing. If I place the document.formName.t1.value on the left side, if I assign some value on the right side, this value will be displayed in this text box that is called t1. So in which text box we want to display the result? The result is sum. Result means not the final result. Which digit is pressed by the user, how we are obtained. So we applied a logic like n into 10 plus s. I will give you one more example. Please all of you focus on this one. S is previously when I pressed digit 1. Now I press digit 2. So previously I entered 1. When I entered 2, it considered it as a 12. 12 means previously 1 and now it is 2. So 2 is in unit place, 1 is in tens place. So 10 into 2. So 10 plus 2. That is 12. So how a number 12 forms? 2 is in unit place, so 2 is multiplied by 1. 1 is in 10 place, so 1 is multiplied by 10. So 1 into 10 plus 2 into 1 results 12. So that is the reason we applied this logic n into 10 plus s. Whenever I press the button 2, so while pressing the button 2, what is the value that is available in the text box? That is 1. So that 1 is converted into integer and that is holded by n. Now 1 multiplied by 10, that results 10, plus what is the latest digit that is typed by user? 2. So 1 into 10 plus 2, that results 12. This 12 is going to be displayed in the text field T1. Suppose if the user pressed one more digit called 3, now document.f1.t1.value, that is called previously, that is value is 12. So 12 is converted into integer and that is multiplied with 10. So 12 is multiplied with 10 means 120 and the latest s value is 3. So 120 plus 3 results 123. So in this way we are getting 123 in this box. And now I will show you how it works. I will clear the previous output. So when I press the digit 1, it prints 1. When I press 2, what happens? This 1 is multiplied by 10 plus latest s value is 2. 1 into 10 plus 2, 12. When I press 3, what happens? 12 into 10 plus latest digit value 3. That means 12 into 10, 120 plus 3, 123 is displayed. So like this, the num function will work. Num function. So the same num function we applied for all digits. 0 digit, 1 digit, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total 10 digits are there. Whenever we press whenever the user clicks any of the digits from 0 to 9, this function is invoked. Now the next function is about operator. See where we access the OP function whenever the user clicks on any of the operator. What are the operators we are using in this calculator? Basic arithmetic operators. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. Only these are the operators, arithmetic operators. So we are assigning some codes for each and every operator. Plus means 1. Minus means 2. Multiplication means 3. Division means 4. Modulus means 5. That means we are using 5 operators in this example calculator program. Plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus. 1 means plus, 2 means minus, 3 means multiplication, 4 means division, 5 means modulus. Like that we have to remember. Now how this OP function will work? So whenever we click on the OP function, what will be happen? If I click on suppose if I click on plus button, what happens? The previous 123, whatever the value that is latest value that is displayed in the text box, that is holded in a variable and this is cleared and reset to 0. Then my next input value, it is expecting the next input value that is say called second operand. Suppose for example I press 111. So the previous input value, the first operand is 123, the next input value is 111. Then it results what? If I click on equal button, then results 234. So how it is capturing the previous operand and how it is reset to 0 and how it is allowing to enter the next digit. That should be done by these operators. I will show you the OP function now. This one. See, function space function name OP of this k means when the k value is 1, it is going to perform addition. When k value 2 means it is going to perform subtraction. When k is equals to 3, multiplication. K is equals to 4, division. When k is equals to 5, modulus. For that reason we are using this operator. So we need to identify which operator is pressed by the user and that is holded by a variable. So temporarily we are maintaining that result in a variable called OPR. Now what next? After that immediately we need to capture the value that is already available in the text box. So we need to capture it. Document.f1.t1.value will reads the value that is entered in the text field T1. So T1 is the name of the text field, F1 is the web form name and document is the built-in object. So which reads the value that is entered in the text field. So at that time, what is the value that is available in this one? In according to our example, it is 123. But 123 is treated as a text string value. Why? Because it is the part of the text box. So the name itself, it is saying that it is treated as text. So we need to convert it to integer with the help of parseInt. After converting it to integer, we are assigning that value to a variable called previous, means first operand. Once we holded the previous operand, we need to display 0 in that place. In which place? In the text box. So how can we display 0 in that place? If you write that statement on the left side, if you assign with 0, then 0 is displayed. Again, you can watch it. First I press 123. Now whenever I click on plus, this is erased and 0 is displayed. So because of these lines of code, it happens. Just I'm copying this one. If you see, this one. So OP of k, OP of k value may be 1, k value may be 2, 3, 4, 5. Any of the operator can be pressed by the user. But whatever the operator the user may press, immediately we need to capture the previous value or first operand that is entered in the text box and convert that into integer, hold it into a variable called previous, and we need to display 0 to the user. That means user is ready to enter the next operand. Again, how the user can enter the next operand? Whenever the user enters the next operand, it is displayed by using the num function. And what is the next function? As I listed out here, we need num function, we need OP function. Suppose if the user type a digit, incorrect digits, then how can he applies the deletion operation or the backspace operation? So that is then done by with the help of backspace function. I will just copy this logic and I will show you how it is going to work out. This one. Backspace is the name of the function. It is not expecting any arguments. If you click on backspace button, the last digit in the input will be erased. Suppose if I entered 123, in place of suppose 123, I entered 127. So I want to delete the last digit 7. If I apply modulus operator, 127 modulus 10 means what is the value that is written? Remainder. Okay, that is called 7. So if I entered the applied division operation, when that apply the division operation, it is always returns the coefficient. So 127 division 10 means 10 12s are 120, remainder 7, 12 is the coefficient. If I display the coefficient value, so our input value is 127, our coefficient is 12. So indirectly we are removing the last digit 7. Suppose if I want to delete one more digit. So 12 division 10, 10 ones are 10, remainder is 2. So what is the quotient value? 1. Indirectly in 12, I removed the digit 2. So that is the reason here I am using the division operator on the input value. See, whenever we click on the backspace button, immediately it captures the value that is entered in the text field and that is converted into integer and that is assigned to temporarily assigned to a variable. On that variable, a division operation with 10 is applied. But suppose 127 by 10 means in JavaScript, it will display 12.7. So we need to truncate the floating part or fractional part. 12.7, 12 is the integer part, 0.7 is the fractional part. So how can we clear that fractional part? In JavaScript, we have a predefined object called math object. In that math object, there is a function called floor. So floor will returns the floor value of the given input. Floor of 12.7 means what is the floor value of 12.7? 12. What is the ceil value of 12.7? Upper value, upper range value, that is called 13. But here we are looking, our target is we need to find the digit. That means we need to clear the full fractional part. Only display the integer part. Once we remove that fractional part, that result is bolded in B. Now we want to display this value in the text box. How can we convey the same information to the browser? Document dot form name dot field name dot value is equals to B. So in this way, the backspace function will work out. And after that, what is the last function? The last function is after entering both the operands, both the input values. So user need to click on the EQ function, equal button, then automatically this function is called. If this function is called, what should we do? First I will show you what will happen when I click on EQ button. Suppose 11 plus 22. When I click on equal button, so it is displaying the final result as 33. For this function is implemented. In JavaScript, functions are defined by using the keyword function, and name of the function is EQ. Readability purpose, just I kept this name. You can assign any valid name. We can assign it now. So when I click on the EQ button, first I need to capture the value that is available in the text box. So what is the value that is available in the text box before pressing the EQ button? The second operand. The second operand. In our case, it is 123 is the operand of first operand, and 111 is the second operand. So 111 is available at that time. That is captured by using this statement document.f1.t1.value, and that is converted into integer, and that result is held in the current. Please remember, previously before pressing the operator, any of the operator, that result is stored in previous. That result is stored in previous, and this is the latest value stored in curl, current value. Now using a simple switch case, we are identifying which operator is pressed by the user, whether the user pressed the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or modulus. So which case is matched by the user? Any one of the case. If it is matched with 1, then this operation is performed, result plus previous plus current, and that is holded to by another variable called result. If this first case is matched, no need to check the rest of the cases, so we keep the break keyword. Similarly, if the user not press the plus operator, then we are checking whether the user may press the minus, star, division, or modulus. Like that, each time we are going. If any one of the case is matched, then it immediately skips that one. Now, once you come out of the switch case, our result is held in a variable called, our final output is held in a variable called result. This should be displayed in the text box. So how can we convey this information to the browser? By keeping this statement on the left side, document.formName.textFieldName.value, and assigning with result. So this result will be displayed in the text box T1, which is defined in the form F1 in the web document. This is a built-in object. So like this, we need to implement total 4 functions to display the digits, num function, see, to perform the arithmetic operations, OP function, to apply backspace operation, if any incorrect inputs we type mistakenly, we need to correct it. So at that time we need this operation, backspace button, and after that, to watch the final output, we need to click on the EQ button. We need to click on the EQ button, and I shown you how to design it and how to implement the action part. That means event handling. If some event is generated by the user, like clicking a button, clicking an operator, or clicking backspace button, clicking reset button, clicking clear button, okay, any of these buttons, that is called as events. So these events should be listened by the application calculator, and according to that it will respond. So how we convert that one? Whenever the user clicks on the any of the digits, we call num function. Whenever the user clicks on any of the operators, we call OP function. Whenever the user clicks on the equal button, we call only one function, that is called EQ function. Whenever we click on the backspace button, at that time we call the backspace code. So in this way, all 4 functions are implemented at the same time. All 4 functions are invoked as per our requirement. So one function is digits are invoked by num function. All operators are invoked by OP function. Backspace operation is invoked by backspace function, and final output can be viewed by using EQ function whenever we click on the equal button. So for example, here if you see, all rows are displayed in the same color. If I want to apply different colors for each and every row, that is also possible in HTML. Only thing is we need to apply some color. So for example, in the second row, I want to pass color attribute like BZ color. I want to apply some background color to the table row, the second row. So for example, if I assign red color, so how it is going to affect on the output, we'll see. See, red color. The first row, second row elements are displayed by using red color. For the next row, I assign BZ color is equals to aqua. That means aqua blue color will apply on this. If I refresh the page, I can watch the output. Similarly, for the third row, each row, all row elements in that particular row. So BZ color is equals to blue. Blue. So I saved this application and refresh the output page. Blue. And one more. So BZ color for the next row. Magenta. So there is no change. Why? Because the background color of the table is magenta. So I will change some other color name. Because I assigned the table background color and the table row color is same. That is why no effect is displayed there. I want to display lime yellow, so that I can do it with the help of lime yellow. Means lime green. So the last row elements I want to display in some other color. Each row I am assigning some color. Suppose yellow. How it affects on our output, we'll see. Like this. I'm also interested to apply for some background color for my first row, which is holded a single text box field, which is occupying 4 column size. That is also I can do it with the help of the first row. I did not apply any color for the first row. Now I will pass BZ color attribute and assigning some attractive color, suppose gold. See, like this, I can apply different colors for each and every row. See, all of us are designing similar kind of applications and providing similar kind of services. Who will design the web pages more attractive and their web pages will get more hits, because our target is to grab the attention of the users who are going to use our applications. So always we need to design the web pages more stylish, so that we can grab the attention of the users when they are visiting our website. So in this way, we can design a simple basic calculator application. So I explained in this video how to design a simple calculator application and how to implement functionality for all the buttons that are provided in this calculator application.